What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of the Tragically Hip, and we're going back to the first disc of the Yer Favourites compilation. Once again, big shout out to Yvonne for sharing this, and also for being a very positive and supportive person. Again, last week, I was feeling the pressures of a number of things, which, I'm still going through, but I was at sort of like a low point, and a number of people who become friends of the channel were very supportive and offering their encouragement, and Yvonne was one of those people, so big shout out to you, and David as well. Big shout out to David. Yeah, really helpful person, like not only knowledgeable about techno, which is how we first encountered, but each other. But yeah, we talk about a lot of things. Also been very positive and supportive recently, so big ups to both of you. And like I said, we're going to go back to the first disc of Yer Favourites, and we're going to listen to My Music at Work. And I feel like there's a couple obvious ways to read the line, and the one I'm more inclined to read is my music, meaning either Gord specifically or just, the Tragically Hip's music at work, impacting people, causing those people to engage in certain actions, like genuinely impacting the world and the people in it. And I'm particularly inclined to think that because I'm aware that they were again, advocates for those wrongfully convicted, were involved in setting up an organization, and ultimately, I believe that's not the only time that their music has touched upon, issues for people in society, and, ultimately aspects of, Canadian society specifically. So, again, it could be, more complicated than that. It could be actually running in a totally different direction. And I wouldn't be surprised because, again, at this point, my understanding of their songwriting is still very limited. But, yeah, it makes me think about perhaps people making music, making art, sonic art, and having that art affect people emotionally, and, again, making them perhaps see things in certain ways, or, determined to, make an impact themselves based on the ideas and the experiences they had listening to the Tragically Hip. So I feel like it could be sort of autobiographical in that way. Now, obviously, it could be like, my music that gets me through the day while I'm at work, and it could be more about what music does for a person and how it's part of their daily life, even in a work setting. So I'm intrigued by the phrase, and I enjoy the lyricism of it, but we'll have to see what it's about. This is My Music at Work by the Tragically Hip, included on the first disc of the Yer Favourites compilation. some of the scenarios, you know, like everything looking bleak and it's the middle of the night, you know, there were some phrases where it doesn't sound like maybe the idea, oh, you know, our ideas are, you know, making people, you know, do things in society, and it's perhaps, you know, permeating this, you know, wave of, you know, music, and therefore developments, if you will. But no, it felt like a bit more complicated, so definitely have to hear it some more. Thematically, I'm sure some people will comment. But a real smashing affair, like again, not just the sections where that like smashing like crash cymbal was, you know, just riding over the top, which I really did enjoy. But you know, just in general, it had a heavier rock feel for most of it, although it sort of started, you know, a bit more low key and ends in that same way, sort of bookended. But yeah, a lot of the track had a really, you know, rocking sound to it. So yeah, thematically, look forward to hearing what people have to say. And yeah, a really cool tune. Again, there were some suggestions made by Yvonne in terms of both discs of Yer Favourites. I think we've gone through all the ones on the first disc, still some to go through on the second disc. And yeah, there was another one, I think it was Todd, is that right? Again, I said it in reference to the account name, which is always a funny thing, because sometimes it's like, you know, I don't know quite how to like say it. Nevertheless, yeah, there was a request for fireworks. That was a cool thing. And David's requested a couple tunes. Ryan made a request. But it'll be cool to go through some that just, you know, stand out with a lot of deep dives that I'm doing. Yeah, like it'll just be, you know, a tune or maybe an album that, you know, stands out to me by name, and so I start going through that. So yeah, this title stuck out to me, and I wanted to hear what it was all about. So I look forward to, you know, hearing some people help fill in the details. And again, when I do these reactions, I always do subsequent listens, you know, with headphones on, and I try to catch more of the lyrics. And even if after like 5 or 6 listens, and you know, people commenting on the video, like even if there's still some ambiguity about the lyrics, I'll definitely go online and make sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, either way, a cool tune. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.